signs around here for Senator Grothman, and right up at the bottom of each sign it says, "I stand up for your values." He has used that as a campaign pledge through all of the campaigns that he's run, for the Assembly and then eventually to replace Mary Panzer in the Senate. Now, Glenn is a lawyer. He has a law degree from the University of Wisconsin. I believe he is the only lawyer in the Assembly, I believe. In the Senate, I'm sorry. The only lawyer in the Senate. But you know, he could have saved the effort. Apparently getting a college degree is not an impediment to any state office. But to get back to the question of values, I share your values. That's his statement. Okay, what are some of the values? Allow me to read some of these. I'm going to involve some quotations. I don't want to mess them up. There are over 41,000 students in 350 school districts in this state that are in K-4 programs. Mr. Grothman said, "Recent studies have confirmed that any academic benefits of government-funded preschool education disappear by the 4th grade." Oh, I guess that's not one of your values that he shares. Sorry. Journal Sentinel didn't either. They found it to be false in their PolitiFact. He introduced a bill to preempt the minimum wage for cities. I guess that's not one of the values that you that's two down. He and Assemblyman Jim Ott, a scientist, are convinced there is no such thing as global warming. You can't see it, you can't see it, you can't feel it. Funny, I feel the same thing about trickle-down economics. I can't see it. He's telling me that the budget is destroyed and we have to fix the budget. We have to go with the governor and fix the budget. We have to fix it by almost the amount that was given in tax breaks to corporations. Now, I understand that you may need a tax break to get a company to expand, but a tax break to get a company to move from Crystal Lake, Illinois to Kenosha County, 25 miles away? We're giving tax breaks to move jobs from Illinois. You want to explain that to the people in Crystal Lake? How would you have felt about the people in Georgia who picked up all the jobs from Simplicity? Oh, they're just thrilled, right? Competition like that among states doesn't help anyone. You need to extend jobs, to add more of them, not move them from place to place. I'm a little uncomfortable with the idea of saying, you know, folks, we want public employees to take a pay cut, but we want to exempt the sheriffs, the firemen, the police departments. You want to explain that to the jailers in Ozaukee County who were told they want to be replaced by a private organization. It's going to save us money. It's going to save us money. Of course it is. Anybody see the ad in yesterday's Ozaukee Press? Yeah. In case you didn't, I brought a copy. My admiration for the Shannons is still quite strong. They lived through one of this district's illegal secondary boycotts back when they were publishing the Kaleidoscope newspaper. Here's the ad. It's just a little one. Warning! People are trying to recall State Senator Glenn Grothman. This recall will cost local government over $100,000 for an extra election. Senator Grothman has done a good job and will be up for the election in 2012. To save money, do not sign the recall petition. Senator, you can save us $100 grand right now. We'll accept your resignation.
Thank you very much. I am very, very proud to be standing here with you guys tonight. I was really nervous about doing this. In West Bend, in Regner Park, I knew that we would be circled by the Glenn Grothman people. But it was really... It was really the strength of all of you guys that gave me the strength to be able to be here today and to speak. One of the greatest things that has come out of the Glenn Grothman recall effort has been the community of support that has come out of this effort. One of the greatest messages that I get to give people that come into the office and at the meetings that I've been able to go to is that you are not alone. There's over 10,000 people out there who are feeling the same way that you do. And I think that that's one of the most powerful messages that's come out of this. I had a woman who came into the office about 2 weeks ago and she said, you know, I wasn't sure if I was going to sign because I was afraid that I was going to be one of the only ones. And then I saw the volunteers at the polling places and I saw them at public events and I saw them on the streets collecting signatures, and it told me that I was not going to be alone, that I could come in and I could sign. And she was able to leave the office with a feeling of hope that things can start to change around here.
It's very, 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 very simple. This is a war on the middle class of the state of Wisconsin. That's all this is. But it's a big thing. It's a war on the economic engine of the state of Wisconsin. If the middle class stays home, this state goes under. That's what happens. What the governor is choosing to do is to weaken public employee unions because it's easier to get rid of public employees when the union isn't strong. And it's also easier for corporations to come in and pick up those public contracts when you cut off funding for local governments, and then you cap the amount of money they can raise, when you weaken public schools by cutting funding even more or expanding charter or private choice schools throughout the state of Wisconsin. It's easier for corporations, and they have registered in this state, to come in and take over our prison system because they can do it cheaper. Well, yeah, they can do it cheaper. Yeah, they can pay guards $7 an hour, $7.50 an hour, and put them on whatever's left of Badger Care. But guess what? We lose accountability. But more importantly, our friends, our neighbors, lose their jobs. And more importantly, the middle class starts to vanish. And when the middle class vanishes, the fish fries go away. The bowling alleys start closing up. Main streets start shutting their doors. In Dane County, because there are a lot of public employees, it's a $260 million hit to Dane County's economy. That's a lot of fish fries. That's a lot of money spent at the local hardware store. That's a lot of money. But public employees agreed to do it, and I respect them for that. But then not to drop the collective bargaining language. I don't understand. Collective bargaining in and of itself does not cost the state or the cities or the counties or the school districts one thin dime. It does not cost us a dime to have you sit down and talk about your working conditions, talk about your hours, talk about your wages if you want to, talk about your benefits if you want to. It's all collectively bargained. We have class sizes the way we have them today, in part because of collective bargaining. And you don't have to be a union member to benefit from collective bargaining.